of these new barbers. He's not new, he's actually been in the game for a while. I think about like 10 years, 10, 11, 12 years, something like that. I got the opportunity to get to know him through my boy Angel. He was his barber at the time, and I think he's his barber right now. He's been cutting his hair for like a year, year and a half. Yeah, man, it's a guy who, you know, I got cut by him. You know, just talking to him, you can tell that he's got a lot of wisdom, man. He knows a lot about the game. He's been in the game for a while. You know, started off at the barbershop. Now he's got his own little studio situation going on in the back. It's really dope, you know. So because he is an OG in the game, you know, see what advice he has for us, what advice he has for you guys who are starting off. Just kind of see what he has to say to us, you know, in general. Get some words of wisdom and everything like that. Yeah, I'm really excited to see him. We got Frank behind the camera. You know, Nemo couldn't be with us today, sadly. We're gonna go check him out real quick, and yeah, stay tuned. So we're here, you know what I mean? We're gonna walk in, check out his spot, see what he has to tell us. You know, hope we have a good conversation, man. Let's go. What's going on, Brian? Nice to meet you. We're Brian and everything like that. I just wanted to ask, you know, how long you been in the barber game?
Yep.
You know, what motivated you to do it, and you know, what kind of motivated you to stick to it, you know?
Yep. So I've been in the game for about 11 years now. Started this up back in 2012. Economy went to downhill. I was going to become an electrician. I was be in the trade, but didn't work out. Got into the barber college. Man, found my love ever since, man. I enjoy barbering and going on 11 years now. Enjoying the game, and I got my own little business now. Thank God.
When you first started, what were some of the challenges that you felt like were kind of like, you know, being put against you at the time?
Man, at the time, we were getting back from the economy dropping in 2008. 2012, everybody was still in that recession. So, man, we had to start with a little $10, $15 cuts. Had to be out in the front of the block with the flag, waving people down, trying to get the clientele, man. And started from the bottom, worked the way up. Worked in the shop for about 4 years. I was able to get this into my own business, and thank God I'm in the position now where I just run my own little one-man shop now, man.
Do you remember if you started off as, you know, in the barber shop, you know, straight up cutting? Did you start, you know, kind of in the garage? You know, where did you first get your first start? You know, who really put you on to the barber world in general? I know for me personally, I know it was my boy Udi. You know, shout out to Udi. You know, real quick, he was one of the main people who kind of showed me the ropes of everything. You know, he was the one who told me what clippers to get, you know, kind of where to go and who to talk to and everything like that. Yeah. Who were some people who really pushed you to do that at the time?
So my cousin Wee, man, he's a barber. Shout out to my cousin. Worked at VIP Barber Shop. Now he owns a little shop in Walnut Creek. He put me on the barber college. He saw that I wasn't really doing much at the time, and said, man, might as well just get you into a career while you figure out what you want to do. I just stuck with it, and I'm on year 11 now, and basically just started out cutting all my boys in the backyard type of thing, and just doing always my own beard, my own hair. I always just became my own barber, and slowly but surely built up my clientele, and this is where I'm at right now, man.
I remember talking to Udi yesterday. We were talking about how, you know, nowadays you got the clipper, you got the balder, you got this. You know, back then it was the razor. Yeah. You know, now you got the spray gun with the enhancements and everything like that.
Yep.
Do you think that the game's changed as far as like what changes have you seen as far as the things that they use, the things that people are doing? Yeah. Like, what are some changes that you feel like you see nowadays?
Man, like you said, that spray gun for the lineup in the front, bounce back up. I just kept it old school, man, with my clippers and my shavers and everything, but for the most part, them sharp lineups, the pens, the sprays, all that product, that's what's basically the new version of what the barber game for right now.
Kind of touching base on talking about a barbershop, what are some of the challenges that you felt like you might have had with a barbershop? Or what are some of the advantages that you felt like you had, you know?
Advantages were seeing other barbers go to work, seeing them perform their art and get a little bit of their game and put it into mine. You know, getting a little bit of what they're doing and then mixing it up with what I like to do. Disadvantages, sometimes they're clients, bro. Sometimes I wouldn't mess with their clients. They just bring in a different vibe or just kill the conversation a normal barbershop would have.
Oh yeah.
It's nice when we all talk about sports or, you know, but once the politics or the religion start coming into play, and man, it can get ugly.
Hell yeah.
Those are the pros and cons that I've seen throughout the years.
What benefits that you feel like you have with working in the studio compared to the barbershop?
I go home in a good mood, bro. I like to have my own little setting. We have our own little music, our own little TV channel, our own conversation. Sometimes, you know, in the barbershop, you got so much it's like a zoo. There's a whole lot of emotions, a lot of alpha males, a lot of people that just don't mix and match with other people.
Yeah.
So that was the one thing that I would always feed on is good vibes. You know what I'm saying? Good energy. Sometimes you don't know who's walking in that shop. You might not know or recognize them. Sometimes they kill it.
Sure. What is some advice that you think that you would give to, you know, the new barber, the new era barber, the, you know, the young people who want to pick up the clipper but don't know where to start and, you know, just feel like, what would you tell them to kind of get them to take that first step?
Be about your hustle. Be about your hustle. Really take pride in what you do, how you present yourself. You know, you may not be the best hair cutter, but you could be the best barber, all around person. Make that. You're also a psychiatrist, bro. You're over here talking to people, so you want to make it comfortable for people. You're not just cutting hair physically, but you're verbally, emotionally, mentally communicating people. So be well-rounded. You know, you don't gotta have the best swag. You don't gotta have the sharpest tools, but just be an all-around good presenter of a trade, like a barber.
You know where you're going.
I always appreciated the game, bro. So I recognize when a real person, a real barber's in front of me, I would just soak it up. Just listen. Don't be that yes, I know type of person. Just if someone has something to say and it sounds real to you, just listen and take a little bit from it and let that guide you through life, guide you through this trade. It's a beautiful career, man. I've enjoyed it since day one. I really don't see myself doing anything else. I love coming to work. I'm about my hustle. Thank God I got my own business, and I just wish this upon anybody else that wants to take it upon them to be successful.
One of my partners has been cutting for, I don't know, man. I know it's been a long time, for sure since I was a kid. So I want to say probably just as long, maybe 10 years plus. And, you know, talking to him, he's saying that he's tired of it. You know, he feels like it's the same thing every day. Feels like he's ready to move into a new trade, even though he's already an older dude. You know what I mean? What prevents you from like having that feeling, or have you ever had that feeling where you're kind of like, I've done this for a long time, you know, haircuts every day, you know, maybe it's time to try something new?
I did have that feeling working in a normal barbershop. I'm not gonna lie to you, since I've always been a lone wolf. So working in another barbershop with so many other people got me feeling that way, where how am I gonna do this all my life? Man, I simplified everything, bro. Got my own little shop, my own little vibe, and I can see myself doing this for a long, long time. I got a good set of clientele. You know what I'm saying? I was able to buy my condo. I live on my own. Got my wife with me. Got my own little shop, so everything's comfortable. Away from all that negativity from having a barbershop and just have my own, control my own environment, control my own vibe. So that definitely helped me out, making this into a long-term career compared to trying to find something else. Like customer service. I like seeing customers smile, enjoying what my product has to offer. You know, when I see that satisfaction in their face when I hand them the mirror, that's what gets me wanting to do more of it.
You know, the biggest shift that I feel like you hear a lot of people talking about right now in the barber industry is the pricing of what most barbers are charging. You know, I know that you're charging, I want to say for a haircut, what is it?
Anywhere from 30 to 45.
Yeah, so 30 to 45, man, which is, for somebody who's been in the game and somebody who does the quality of cuts that you do, is insane. Yo, you see other dudes who are just barely starting up, or over here charging 50, 55, 60. Oh my God, not really doing saucy haircuts, you know what I mean? And that's not really throwing shade, that's just
Stop the cap.
more, you know, saying the truth. What do you think about that, price in the barber community in general?
I say in general, to each his own, right? If you can get it, you can price that, I ain't gonna hate on your game, I ain't gonna hate on nothing. I was brought up a certain way by OG barber, shout out to Keto. Man, you keep your prices low, you're gonna always have the volume. You're gonna always have someone in your chair. You get clients that see your work, see what your value is, and they're gonna give you what you're worth. That's a fact. So I like to stay busy, that's my main thing, bro. Keep people in my chair. The money comes, it's gonna come. I get youngsters who can barely pay that 30 bucks. I don't wanna lose them. because I'm charging now 40, 50 bucks. I'd rather have them for long-term business. I would rather get, you know, people who can barely make it, barely afford it, instead of pricing them out and now they got to go to Supercuts or somebody else.
All right, when you first started, what was your pricing? And then when did you start kind of saying, all right, you know, maybe it's time to start raising the price a little bit? Mm-hmm. And what was that process like?
In 2012, I graduated barber college. In 2011 from Moeller Barber in Oakland. 2012, we were still at the last little part of the recession that hit in 2008. When people were just getting back on their feet. We were pricing our haircuts at 15 bucks.
Damn!
15 bucks a cut. Slowly, a few years later, brought it up to 20. A few years later, 25. That pandemic hit, and that definitely amplified the prices as well. To bump our prices up for our own sake, and we weren't getting as busy as before because everybody was cutting their own hair at home or letting it grow out. So that definitely boosted up the prices. A lot of youngsters, like you said, just starting off charging 40, 50. A lot of the youngsters, those are their friends, those are their boys from high school. They can't afford that. Plus, I'm not hating on nobody, but the quality of cut ain't there yet, and they're charging top dollar. So to me, I'd rather get more volume, less money, and stay busy.
I think one thing that I'm fairly new, you know, I feel like I know how to cut, but I'm still trying to get through that clientele situation, you know, trying to get it situated and everything like that. You know, kind of just listening to you talk and everything like that, I feel like one of the main things that I'm really hearing is longevity, you know. Yeah. It's kind of staying in the game the longest. You know, what I see a lot of the times is you see these cats who are charging 50, 55, you know, and it does work for some people, and you know the people who it works for, you know what I mean? Yeah. The people who are putting in the work, the people who are willing to have the conversation, the people who are throwing you the hot towel, and you're over here paying 50 and you still want to throw them a tip. You see what I'm saying? Because it's like, yo, this dude's like, oh, this dude's getting me right. You know what I mean? And it doesn't have to do necessarily with the price, but it's got to do with the person who's doing the cut. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, you know, I feel like the people who fail are the people who it doesn't have to do with the price, but it has to do more of like, all right, cool, I was focused more on the price, right, and then instead of working on how to last in the game. You know what I mean? Person who's popping right now, or a person who's like, yeah, dude, I'm charging 55, but I had 8 cuts today. Are those people going to come back? Are those people going to be willing to pay that again? You know what I mean? Exactly. So that's one of the things that I really like to focus on, you know?
It's just about staying in business, man. We only here for a short time in the world. You might as well do what you love, enjoy it, make a cool little living. You don't got to be the richest barber, but as long as you enjoy your quality of life and your clientele, I think that's what really matters, man, quality of life. I like where I'm at, but I do see myself getting into property, real estate. Taking the knowledge that I've gotten from my clients, that's really the way to persevere, especially in this state of California. You know, everything's so expensive. So you can get your hands on some property, business property, make it into a barbershop, home property, little condo, start a little small, work your way up. That's the way to really become benefit from living in an expensive state like California. So you gotta have that mentality, man. There's no quit. There's no stop. Enjoy what you do, and really it ain't even work. You just out here enjoying yourself every day and you getting paid for it.
Oh yeah.
Weezy out of here. Weezy out of
All right, Brian, thanks for having us today, bro. Man. I appreciate you trying to giving us some knowledge and everything like that. You know, you want to shout anybody out, maybe give your social media or anything like that.
It was my pleasure to help y'all out. Hopefully I gave somebody a little bit of inspiration and a little bit of confidence and follow the trade as much as they can, man. It's a beautiful career and with nothing but luck, and God bless, man.
Oh yeah, man. Follow and like, guys. Peace.